If you have a son, right, and your son is stealing out the store, you got a son, your son is 3, 4 years old, and your son's stealing out the store, and you just sit back, watch your son steal, then what that make you? What that make you? That make you a fucked up parent, right? So I don't want to hear this, oh, it's the devil. No, God, you got the ability to snap your fingers and make life back good again. The devil didn't just pick up bad habits, he learned it from somewhere. And most kids are like their fucking parents. You develop traits from your parents. You don't get them from nowhere else. But bigger than that, so I'll explain to y'all how I got on the deep web. Right? So one day I was looking for a silencer. Don't ask me why I was looking for a silencer, but I was looking for a silencer. And I searched the entire internet everywhere trying to find a silencer that I didn't have to buy from the store. So it led me to some group, and it was a forum that had a forum that had people talking about silencers, right? No, the one that I wanted is for a 50 cal. So I needed a big one. I couldn't make the big one. I could suppress the smaller shots, but I couldn't suppress the bigger shots. It's for 50 cal. So boom, the dude DMs me, right? And he goes, yo, man, like, you could find one here. So he sent me this weird ass link. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck is this? So I click on the link and boom, my computer cut off. Right? My whole computer cut off. This was before I knew what trolling was. This is before I knew what any of that was, right? So boom, he sent me the link. I clicked the link, nigga, my whole computer cut off. Bam. Off, nigga. Won't cut back on, nothing. Nigga, it's just over, dead to the world. So then, right, I take my computer to the shop, and you know, the fucking computer dude tell me that like somebody sent me some like badass type of virus that like fried my motherboard and all type of shit, yada yada yada, boom boom. So I'm like, yo, what the fuck type of shit to do this? And then he was like, well, that's what happened when you access like forbidden web pages and shit like that, where you have hackers and all type of shit. I'm like, wait, what? What you mean forbidden web pages? Like, nigga, it was like, oh, you didn't know. I'm like, no, dog, I have no idea what the fuck you talking about. Nigga, I'm just a kid from Watts. Like, there's looking for a silencer. And he was like, yeah, you know, there's forbidden web pages and net codes and places that you can go around the back doors and yada, 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 and this and this and that. And he was like, you know, most people use Google search engine or Yahoo search engine, but there's other search engines where that gives you access granted to other things and foreign objects, like the black market, you know. And I'm just like, the fuck is this? It's like, yeah, it's like the black market. Like, here's some sites, boom, boom. So I'm like, yo, what? Like, I'm just, at the time, I'm just like, wait, what the fuck is going on? So, sure enough, he was like, but before you get on this type of stuff, like, you need to encrypt your computer, right? You need to encrypt your computer. Like, you need to have blocks. You need to have, you know, what do you call it? You need to have blocks. You need to have like booby trap IP addresses. You need to like delete all your form of information from the computer. You need to cover up your computer camera, all type of shit, right? So I'm like, all right, well, like, can you build me a computer for this with everything? So nigga, boom, the nigga build me the computer with everything the way I need it to be built, yada, 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 boom, 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 boom. I get home, plug in, log in. Now, what I did, he was like, what you do is you never log in from a home server, right? So what you do is you go get those, remember those AOL dial-up packs? Remember those? He was like, don't never dial in from a home server. You go get the AOL download packs And once you get the AOL download packs, you can just download. You can use the AOL service. So if they track anything at that AOL, boom. So boom, I went to fucking Food for Less, nigga, made fucking hella emails, nigga, used all the AOL. I was using AOL packs, right? So boom, I think you get like nigga 1,000 something free hours. Y'all remember the AOL little CD-ROM, nigga, that you get from the grocery store? So boom, nigga, I used nigga the hours. So boom, my nigga, remember the AOL dollar packs, my nigga? Boom. So my nigga, I'm on, right? I'm on. I click. Soon as I get on the right side, right? On the right end, there's a dude holding a baby. Shit says watch live, 1 Bitcoin. Right? There's a dude holding a baby, and it says watch live, 1 Bitcoin. This was back when Bitcoin was still cheap. Now, cause see, a lot of y'all don't understand. This is what Bitcoin was used for prior. See, a lot of y'all niggas don't understand what Bitcoin is, untraceable money. This is what it was used for. It was used for all the fucked up shit. Cryptocurrency. It was used for to buy all the fucked up shit. But now it's becoming popular. But prior, it was used to buy fucked up shit. People don't understand this. People think it's just new. Now, it's just now coming to the surface where people are investing in yada, yada, yada. Right? So niggas have no idea when they invest into Bitcoin, they're paying all their money to perverts. Perverts, rapists, killers, pedophiles. So when that's who's selling the Bitcoins. It ain't regular Samaritans. You got regular killer niggas like, you know what? I got 50,000 Bitcoin. I'm gonna sell one of these motherfuckers 16 bands, right? And then on top of that, I'll probably eat the nigga children because when the nigga buy a Bitcoin, I'm gonna have all this information. So when the time come, I might eat the nigga organs. So boom, right? So right on the left, on the right side, say to watch now live 1 Bitcoin. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is a Bitcoin? I'm like, well, this shit look like some creepy shit. I ain't watching this shit. So I start searching for weapons, right? So I'm on the deep web, I'm on the dark web, deep web, whatever you want to call it. I'm searching for weapons. I'm searching for silencers. So I get to the little site that I need to get to. Boom, I find it was like a black market site for weapons. Cause you remember when you was younger, you used to really ask yourself like, yo, how some of these niggas in the hood got assault rifles, niggas got all type, like, yo, where you get this shit from? You didn't go to the store. Nigga, the homie had a bazooka one time. Like, nigga, where you get a RPG from in the hood? All right, so boom. I'm like, all right, well, how I'm gonna pay for this shit? You feel me? And the shit is like, yo, you have to buy everything in Bitcoin, right? Right? You have to buy everything on the dark web, deep web. You gotta buy everything in Bitcoin, everything. You can't spend credit cards. You can't spend none of that because, nigga, you put any credit card information, they gonna wipe your whole life. They gonna find out where you live, and they might come eat you and kidnap you. So you don't put that type of information on the dark web at all. You don't put none of that. Or deep web, dark web, same shit, right? Right? So boom. I'm like, yo, where the fuck do I get Bitcoins from? Like, how the fuck do you even buy a Bitcoin? Like, what the fuck do you have to do? So then I start searching around for where to buy Bitcoins from. At this time, they were only 8 cents. It was 8 cents for a Bitcoin. Only 8 cents at this time. Boom. So, I'm searching around. I find a little dude that had some, dude. I bought a lot of them. So I'm like, you know what? Nigga, they talking about, nigga, it's like fucking, nigga, 25,000 something Bitcoins, right? To buy what I needed to buy. Like, it's like 25,000. This is when Bitcoins were like nothing. It was like 25,000 something Bitcoin. In order to purchase this album, you must have 25,000 Bitcoins. I'm like, okay. Well, nigga, how much is 25,000 Bitcoins? Well, they were 8 cents a piece, so I had to buy the shit. Right? Boom. If they're 8 cents a piece, nigga, how much money would be 25,000? If they're 8 cents a piece, how much money would it take in regular dollars to buy 25,000 Bitcoins? Y'all add that up. So boom. I didn't have enough money because I kept, like, I didn't have enough. At the time, I was still a young nigga. You feel me? I wasn't getting it how I'm getting it now. So, nigga, I bought a few of them. I bought, like 12 of them. You know, I was broke, my nigga. I ain't gonna even hold you. I was broke as shit. So I bought like 12 to 13. I think it was 13. And I'm like, you know, every time I save my money up or I hustle up or I come up on some bread, you feel me? Every time I come up on some bread, I'm going to buy some more. So that was my thing at the time, right? My thing was, nigga, when I get money, I'm going to buy these shits and fill up. So, boom, I had my account. I had like a couple of coins in my account. Boom, I'm chilling. After that, life kicked in. You feel me? I just put the shit to the side. I'm like, you know what? I don't need to be buying this shit. Right? I don't need to be buying this shit. I don't even need to be looking for this silencer. Right? I don't need to be doing none of this shit. I'm just going to put my life in a different direction. So I let it go. I let it go. I'm like, man, nobody cares. Nigga, I just spent a couple of dollars on some coins. Nigga, not even $1. Nigga, it was like not even the whole $1 that I spent on some coins. This how you know I was broke. It wasn't even the whole $1 that I spent on the coin. I gave $1 to the bro because my bro used to play fucking World of Warcraft all day. It's all he used to play. Nigga slept in the fucking internet cafe. Nigga's addicted to that shit. So I'm like, bro, like, can you help me get some Bitcoins? I don't even know how to get them, so the dude helped me get them. So boom, I let it go. So one day I find myself back on the deep web, right? I just told you how I got the Bitcoins, the homie. One of my boys that played Modern Warfare, World of Warcraft all day. He pretty much was into all of that shit. But now, come to think about it, he might have been like a Pizzagator. Because I ain't seen that nigga since. And how he know... Yo... That's kind of crazy now that I think about it. Anywho, so you got to think. One thing leads to another, another leads to other. So I'm on the deep web. I'm like, yo, you know what? This shit is fucking crazy. The crazy shit about all this shit is really understanding, right? Understanding that there's, like, you know, because, like, the thing about most people, when they look for stuff, they're targeted searching, right? They target search. Like, so I was on there and I was looking for the silencers specifically. But I'm like, yo, if you got this type of stuff on there, what else do they sell on there? You feel me? Like, so, nigga, I'm like, nigga, I get back on there, right? I'm like, you know what? I'm about to see if they sell, like, limitless pills and shit like that, nigga. I'm searching all type of shit. You feel me? I'm searching all type of shit. So remind you, I'm looking for like a fucking drug that can enhance your brain. Like, this is what I'm looking for the whole time. So boom, I find a site. It goes 1 Bitcoin to enter. Boom, I enter the site. It was the worst decision I ever made in my life. It was the worst decision I ever made in my life, ever. I get to the site, there's a baby strapped to the chair. A young baby, maybe like 8, 9 months, baby. Random dude comes with, like, you know when there's like a fucking outbreak and they got on the outbreak clothes with the little all white, the yellow gloves and the little mask, like the dude has an outbreak. Boom. He walks up, the baby's in a chair screaming out the top of his lungs. But mind you, I never seen no shit like this in my life. So I'm like glued to the screen, like, what the fuck? So the dude comes, dog, he gets like a little tube or something. He gets a syringe, squeezes the stuff, and then drops the juice on the baby face, dog. The baby face melted back. The nigga dropped sulfuric acid on top of the baby face, and the baby face melted back, dog. Now, that wasn't what bothered me the most, right? What bothered me the most about that scenario was seeing that there was over 1 million something people watching this shit.
That's what bothered me more than the whole scenario. There was 1 million people watching, like it was like 1 million something people watching this shit. People was commenting, "Oh my God, that was radical. Can you put acid on the feet next time?" People were commenting. How y'all commenting right now with suggestions? People were commenting, making comments like what to do next, what type of style they should do next, what type of acid they should use next. I was sitting there looking at this shit like, what the fuck world am I in? Wait, what? What is going on? Right? I paid for it because I thought like it was a place where you can get nigga limitless pills. Right? That's what I thought. Hey, come on, Bray. What's up? I paid for it because I thought it was a place where you can get nigga like an enhancement drug to enhance your brain. That's what I thought. Remind you, everything is clickbait, title clickbait. So this is what you gotta understand, right? On the deep web and the dark web, the movies like Hostel, the movies like Saw, the movies like Human Centipede, the movies like all of that shit. That's what's on there. Hostel, Human Centipede, Saw, all of that shit is on there. Right? At that moment, when I left the web that day, right? When I left the web that day, I told myself, I went home, right? Because I remind you, at the time, I was still a Christian, right? I was still like a super Christian, like a super Christian. I was going to church every day, just trying to get my life right? At that time, I went home and I prayed. I sat there. Prior to that, I didn't do long prayers. I just, it was just a simple, like, dear Heavenly Father, I come to you and say thank you for blessing me, for waking me up and getting me through the day. If you could bring me home safe to my mama at the end of the day, that's all I ask for. In the name of Jesus, amen. Boom. Right. That was one of the prayers that I did every day as a child. But that night, I prayed, right? I prayed long. Right. I prayed long. I had a very, 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 very long prayer. And as I sat there and I prayed for everything, I was hoping that God would fix this. I was like, dear God, I come to you to say there's a force of evil that I have found out about. And it is a place where people need you the most. If you, Lord, could please somehow stop this. Once I realized that that wasn't stopped, I had to really ask myself, what the fuck is going on in this world? What is really going on in this planet? But there was another thing that came from that, right? There's another thing came from my deep web ventures. I learned what type of war really is happening. See, the biggest problem and the biggest lie that they ever told us was that we were slaves. That's the biggest lie that was ever told to melanated people as a whole. The biggest lie ever told to us is that we were slaves. We are not slaves. You know what we are? We're not slaves. You know what we are? We are food. We're not slaves. We are food.